should I say life is better now than in their period, in their era? Well, I think life depends generally on how you see it, because there are so many people with, more sophisticated gadgets that will make life easier for them, yet they're not happy. And there are people that do not have the means of those people with wealth have, and yet they're enjoying their lives, yet they're satisfied, yet they're happy. So life is not about what you have, it's about what you make use of. Did that make sense? Let's continue with the exploration at Eretz Museum, Israel, in Tel Aviv. This Roachio Auditorium used to tell a story. I don't know why everything is empty. There is something lemala, okay, so I can go up.
50 shekels, 50 shekels.
I already paid 50 shekels.
Oh.
Who? So who is there to ask? What is here in Hebrew? What is written here in Hebrew?
No, it will be expedition.
Okay, now no.
Like we do the expedition.
Okay, now it's construction option. Okay.
Yeah. Now it's construction.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. So why then did I have to give you 50 shekels? I know. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah. So apparently Roachio Center is under construction. The entrance, by the way, 58 shekels. That's about 19 US dollars, which is roughly about 25,000 naira for my Nigerian followers. What is here? What is this small construction here? What is this building? Is it abandoned? It looks like. But the condition is working. So, what is this building for? Or what was the structure for? Looks like a kind of amphitheater, because this grass here looks like a terrace where people can sit and watch a show, a performance here. So this looks like the stage, and this looks like where people can sit on this green grass. So I do not know what this place is or what it's used for, and I gotta take myself out of here. There's still a lot of place to explore here, so I'm not gonna be wasting my time in a place I actually do not know if it's working, functioning, or not. So let's keep going. What does it say here? Man and his work. Is it open? Yes. Every place they are working? Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, here it says temporarily. So many things were here. Awesome artwork. Here it says the use of plastic. Throughout history, new raw materials have been introduced for the manufacture of everyday articles. These new materials ushered in the production of certain products and objects which would not have been previously possible. Notwithstanding the discovery of these new materials, man's conservative nature led to the production of certain items in the same form as they were produced with traditional raw elements. Written in English, in Hebrew, and also in Arabic. Weights and measurements. Measures in ancient times were adapted from nature: the width of a finger, the length of a foot, the distance of a ball shot or a day's walk, the volume of a pinch or a handful. So all measuring instruments. And this woodworking. Timber has always been an important raw material for construction, the manufacture of tools, and for heating. Trees were uprooted with a pick and the branches removed by a trimming bill. Tree trunks and thick branches were cut with axes or saws. Interesting. Here the picture shows a carpenter in the south of the country assembling a plow with the aid of an adze. Dressing of a large limestone column, Jerusalem. Some ancient axes. Interesting how all these tools were discovered, collected, and assembled. Interesting. Building and stone cutting. The principal building materials in antiquity were clay and stone. Buildings were constructed from bricks laid on a stone foundation or from stones alone. Impressions from building stones quarried from a rock in ancient times. This is at Carmel. Oh, look at this box here. Big box. What does it say? Popular design. Man has always aspired to beautify and decorate his home and possessions. The artisan, while creating functional objects, devoted extensive efforts to their design, form, and ornamentation, even though it did not provide any practical advantage. That's true. The time, the work, the craft that was put to design this, and what was the advantage of it? Details of ornamentation of items made of various materials. They are beautiful. Oh, this is painting a water jug, Roachio Auditorium. This is at Mount Hermon. Wow. And these are water jugs. Still more to see, guys. This is the spinning and weaving department. Here it reads, cloth was either woven from sheep's wool, flax, or cotton. Sacking and tent clothes were made from camel and goat's hair. After shearing, the wool was washed, dried, and combed. The flax fibers were separated from the stalks by soaking them in water and pounding. Wow. Interesting. Wow, this was all woven. Nice. Dyeing wool by heating in a kettle, Bedouin nomad, Bet Oved. Let's look at this machine. Are we still learning all these crafts? I mean, we modern humans, are we still learning all these crafts? This one is nice. Nice and beautiful. This one looks like the witch's flying broom. These are mats. Street cleaning with a broom made from a burnet plant. This is in Hebron. And today we have machines, tractors, vehicles used for road cleaning, use of plant materials. Plaiting and twining were employed in the manufacture of rope, baskets, and mats from raw materials derived from plants. So it's a big one, big circular mat. And baskets. Let's go to some other room. And what is this? Kitchen. Kitchen chores were usually carried out in the courtyard. Cooking and baking were done on a convex metal tray, hearth, stove or clay cooker, and in ovens dug out of the ground or constructed. The kindling materials used were wood, shrubs, charcoal, olive residue, and manure. Nice. All these artifacts were found all over Israel. Here it reads, grinding on a saddle quern for preparing groats, baraket. Hunting and fishing. From the time man became occupied by agriculture and cultivation, hunting provided only a small measure of sustenance. At times, hunting represented a form of sport and amusement. There are guns and arrows and fishing hooks and nets. Winnowing the grain on the threshing floor, Mount Hebron. These were all used for threshing, probably wheat. Woman tying the harvested stalks, Mount Hebron. And this one for plowing the ground. It says here, field agriculture. Agriculture became the basis for man's existence through the cultivation of grains and legumes, as well as the domestication of farm animals during the 7th to 6th millennia BCE. These are models of devices for the production of wine and oil. Wooden oil press, prototype of the exhibited model, Galilee 1900. Wow. Grapevines and olive trees were always important crops in the land of Israel. Their main produce, wine and oil, accounted for a large portion of agricultural production and export. Think this is to put grain inside and hang it in your kitchen or in your living room, wherever. Animal husbandry. The breeding of animals, and particularly of sheep and cattle, was an important branch of the country's economy. Livestock was kept for producing milk, its byproducts and meat, as well as raw materials such as wool, hide, bone, and horn. Beasts of the field were used for plowing, drawing water, and transportation. Nice. Drawing water from Arta Spring, Mount Hebron. These were all used to collect water. Here it reads, fresh water is an essential element required by mankind, flora and fauna, and utilized in industry and manufacturing. The land of Israel is lacking in freshwater resources. The rainy season is, for the most part, during winter months only. There are few lakes and most of the streams are seasonal. Thus, throughout generations, it has been necessary to develop methods, installations, and various implements for the collection, extraction, drawing, and transporting of water. Beautiful. Women on their way to a water source carrying jars on their heads. That reminds me of my time as a kid when we used to go to the stream with big buckets on our heads to fetch water. And this is our glass mill adorned with a menorah. Oh, I see the menorah. here. The Man and His Work Center exhibits the material culture of daily life, trades, and working techniques practiced for generations in this region due to their suitability to the environment, the climate, and local raw materials. Man and His Work. All right, guys, we have explored here Department of Man and His Work. That's how I should call it. So let's go check some other place. Oh yeah, here it is written, the Man and His Work Center in memory of Shmuel Avitzur. So let's see some other place. Let's go from here, see what is here. This looks like a grinding machine or for making oil. Here it says Circassian cart, Golan Heights, 20th century. Motor-powered flour mills. Oh, so it was a flour mill. Okay, makes sense. And this is a millstone from animal-operated rotary mill. These were animal-operated mills. This was a donkey mill. Here it says. This was a push mill. And this was a sandstone rotary quern. And that was ancient millstone. And this is basalt mortar, Shar HaGolan. And that is lower millstone, Shar HaGolan, Neolithic period. These are crushing and milling implements. Threshing sledge with basalt chips. What is this? Threshing sledge. This, of course, is obviously a cart. This is disc thresher with serrated discs. This is again threshing sledge. And this is threshing stone. This grain pit. Tractor drawn flexible art. Multi-share seating art. Harrow. Triple share art from northern Israel. Nachalal cultivator. Multi-purpose art from Kvitkin. These are all iron arts introduced in Jewish agricultural settlements. Heavy art with drought pole and yoke. So this is considered heavy, or this was considered heavy. Okay. Median art, Judean mountains. Can man still use these things today? would we know how to work these things? Of course, we have equipment, machineries for this. Baking oven. Okay. All right. All right, let's see some other place. And this is another department. Baker. So these are obviously for baking. Baking room. Typical baking room in those days, not now. Harness maker. Wow. What a workshop. And weaver. Beautiful. Tinsmith. Potter. Harry Potter. All pottery equipments. And this is still the potter's office or department. Cotton carder. And this is the shoemaker. And this is silver and goldsmith. And this is carpenter. What is a carpenter doing with an agricultural? Okay, he made this. All right, get it. Sorry, carpenter. You made these chairs also, these tools. Nice. Wood turner. So carpenter is different from a wood turner, but a wood turner can also be a carpenter. Can a carpenter be a wood turner? And what is this department? Blacksmith. Nice. Right, let's see some other place. Okay, what is this? It's spooky now. Nothing to read about this. All right, if nothing to read, in that case, we take ourselves out. What other place? So guys, what we've seen so far is interesting, mind-blowing, how man lived, the equipments they used, the tools they used in their daily lives, cultivating, making food. But today we have more sophisticated tools and equipment we're using. So should I say we're lucky? Should I say life is better now than in their period, in their era? Well, I think life depends generally on how you see it. Because there are so many people with, more sophisticated gadgets that will make life easier for them, yet they're not happy. And there are people that do not have the means of those people with wealth have, and yet they're enjoying their lives, yet they're satisfied, yet they're happy. So life is not about what you have, it's about what you make use of. Did that make sense? I hope it did. 2 wine presses of the Roman period. So, this was a wine press, or this is a wine press replicated. Nice. All right, I think I am done with this area. Where else should I head to? Let me find out. All right, here it says Alexander Center, Glass Pavilion, Migdal Gallery, Neshustan Pavilion, Cadman Pavilion, Education Center, Ceramics Pavilion, Alexander Museum of Postal History and Philately. Now let's explore this region. Where do we start from?